And we're back with the Pop Culture Cosmos show. My name is Gerald Glassford from Pop Culture Cosmos and Game Source. We truly appreciate you being part of the broadcast and staying with us. We just cannot thank you enough for doing so. But it was an awesome weekend again in the NFL. Week 10 has come and almost virtually gone like that. And who better to break it down for me and break it down for everyone out there that has a fantasy football team and all the other great stuff that goes along with being in being involved in the NFL and all of its glory is my good friend. He is the man, the myth, the legend behind the Fantasy Football Paydirt Podcast, which you can get right now. But I would wait till Tuesday and Saturday because he's got episodes brand new that drop on Tuesday and Saturday on podcast. Excuse me. I got it right here. What am I doing? On Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Overcast.fm, Player.fm, and SoundCloud. Although if you want to go right now, that's okay. Right after the show, you can do it. I'll allow it. It's my good friend, Tyler Baker. Actually, you can do it if you want. I can't allow anything either which way, but go ahead anyways. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. I hope you are. I hope you're having a great weekend.
Well, I just had to, just get myself out of it, because I kind of trapped myself in a corner there, but that's okay. But it was, again, a great weekend in the NFL. Tell you what, man, a lot of great things going on, especially if you're a New England Patriots fan.
They looked really good tonight, and they have a stable of running backs that they can just juggle them, pick and choose. That team is really hot right now at the point in the season where you want to start getting hot, getting ready for the playoffs. They looked really good tonight.
What are some of the other things that you saw, or what things stood out to you the most on this action-packed weekend? I know as a Redskins fan, that kind of, performance kind of stuck out from a defensive standpoint and not necessarily in good fashion, but some of the things that went on in the league really were noteworthy. So break it down for us. Just bring that knowledge forth and just shower us all with that great info on the NFL.
Well, there were a lot of 6-win teams coming into this weekend, and they all got wins. Minnesota was one of them. They went up against the Washington Redskins, and you know what? When you don't catch passes and when you let opportunities slip in the NFL, you lose games, and that's what happened to the Redskins today. And also in the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys, without their starting left tackle, really, really missed that healthy offensive line, and they lost today, and they lost in kind of a brutal fashion. Dak Prescott got sacked 8 times today, and they were harassing him all day long, that being, of course, the Atlanta Falcons. And the Atlanta Falcons really needed a win, and they got it today. So now we have the playoff pictures really starting to come together in the NFL right now. And you've got a team like the New Orleans Saints. They have won 7 in a row, and they're just not stopping. Some really great performances fantasy-wise from that team. Mark Ingram bounced back from last week. He was fumbling last week. Well, this week he got 3 touchdowns. So the Rams are looking spectacular. They are a very good football team. We just got to see some good football teams be really good. And then we also got to see the San Francisco 49ers with their rookie head coach, their rookie general manager. They got their first win today. So congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers. Still waiting for the Browns to get a win. They're the only team right now that is winless in the NFL.
But there were some noteworthy fantasy performances out there. Even though it wasn't a loss, Kirk Cousins ran for 2 touchdowns and threw for another, and that's some big points right there. I know it helped me out a lot, that's for sure. But you were also in that game. Case Keenum, we were talking back previously about how he may or may not be a fringe quarterback that you may or may not want to start. Well, definitely I hope you had him starting today because hopefully you had him starting this weekend because 4 touchdown passes later, he proved his worth at least for this weekend. But there were some other notable fantasy performances as well.
Yeah, Case Keenum looked really good against a pretty good Redskins defense. I don't know if he's somebody you want to go out and get because Teddy Bridgewater is healthy, and that's a guy at the beginning of the season that they really had high expectations for. But Case Keenum today made a really good case for himself, continuing to start there. But Teddy Bridgewater is the quarterback of the future. Teddy Bridgewater is the guy that they want to start for them every week. So I don't know if going out and getting Case Keenum and getting him on your fantasy team, I don't know how much that's actually going to help you.
But were there any other outstanding performances this weekend across the NFL from a fantasy situation that you think people need to key on going forward?
Well, there are a lot of pieces of the Rams offense that are good to have. Robert Woods having a 2-touchdown day. Sammy Watkins squeezed in a touchdown for himself as well. Of course, Mark Ingram with his 3 touchdowns. That was a huge fantasy day. I haven't watched all the games yet, so I'm not exactly sure. And of course, there's always Tom Brady throwing up 266, 3 touchdowns. Tom Brady's good. And when you watch him play, now we know why Bill Belichick was okay going just with no backup quarterback. How they just shipped off those pieces that they had, got draft picks for him, and all the faith in the world in Tom Brady. And he looked really good tonight.
Definitely some sound advice indeed. Some great info, obviously, on players you need to key on for your fantasy football team for the rest of the season and upcoming in the playoffs. Once again, it's Tyler Baker from the Fantasy Football Paydirt Podcast. You want to catch it when it drops every Tuesday and Saturday on Apple Podcasts, also as well Stitcher, TuneIn, Overcast.fm, Player.fm, and SoundCloud. Check out his site, ffpaydirt.com. And if you have any direct questions for Tyler, there's a great place to go for any questions on waiver wire trades and even just starting lineups, or who do you think I should play instead of this person or that player, or should I bench this player or whatnot. You just want to head over to the Fantasy Football Paydirt Podcast Facebook group. And you just check it out right there. You just ask those questions away. And actually, you also get to interact with about 200-300 different other people that are also interested in fantasy football as well. It's run and mediated by a great staff, headed off by my good friend. He is the man, myth, the legend, once again, of the Fantasy Football Paydirt Podcast, Tyler Baker. Tyler, as always, it's a great pleasure having you on the show. And I'll tell you what, you're going to be part of a jam-packed Friday show on the PCC Multiverse. We're going to have a lot to chew on all over the place with Josh and everything that's going on there. But as a part of it on our upcoming PCC Multiverse.
It's always a pleasure to come on, and I love listening to your show. So I'm super excited to hear it.
Awesome indeed. Once again, that's Tyler Baker from the Fantasy Football Paydirt Podcast. Catch it today on all those great podcast outlets.